I'm John Cariani. I'm an actor and a playwright. And right now I'm also being a director because I'm directing my new play, which is called Darker the Night, Brighter the Stars. Shadowland Stages is doing the second production ever of this play, the second professional production ever of this play. I've been to Shadowland. Brendan Burke is a friend of mine for, I don't even know how long. I think we're going on 25 or 30 years. We met when we were really young as actors, and I gave him my play Almost Maine a long time ago. I think it was 2007 maybe. And Shadowland Stages did my play Almost Maine, one of the very first professional productions of it. And he let me direct it kind of with him, with guidance. He said, why don't you direct it? And I thought, what? And this was, again, back in 2007, 2008. And it kind of, he told me at the time, he said, I think you're gonna find that this play is gonna be done a lot. And I was like, why? And it had had a nice off-Broadway run in 2006, nothing spectacular, nothing special, just, you know, your average off-Broadway run. It opened, it ran for a little while, and then it closed, kind of quietly. And then Brendan wanted to do it, and it kind of became a super, super popular play. He gave me, Brendan and Shadowland Stages gave me a lot of confidence as a playwright. And since then, they've done two of my other plays, Lovesick and Last Gas, beautiful productions, both. Brendan directed Last Gas and kind of crushed it. And it's been a while since I've written anything new, and this is my first new play in a while, and it's really fun to be back with a new play that's, I would call it Almost Maine adjacent. It's a collection of love stories for young actors, but not for young audiences. It's for young actors, but it's adult. Young actors going through love, life, loss when they're in their late teens into their early 20s. But what it's like to go into the Army, go into college, figure out who you are, figure out who you love, figure out who you don't love, figure out what hurts, why it hurts, how do you survive when it hurts, that kind of stuff. Maine. I was young when I wrote Almost Maine. I was in my 20s. These are plays that I wrote then that kind of didn't make it into Almost Maine, or that weren't quite of the world of Almost Maine. Well, they're of the world, they're just a little bit different. And Almost Maine's more about middle-aged love and loss, and this is about younger love and loss. They're very autobiographical and biographical. They're stories of my friends and I when we were growing up. They're about the things that kids really worry about, you know, like, what am I gonna do with my life? Why do I feel so sad? Who am I? What am I? All those questions. And handled in very gentle ways. I wish someone had told me when I was younger that good times get worse and bad times get better, and darkness will happen. And darkness turns into light eventually. Sometimes it's quick and sometimes it takes a really long time. But if you keep going, you'll find your way to light. And I think, you know, you can't really appreciate light until you appreciate light a lot more when you've been in the darkness for a while. You appreciate joy a lot more when you've been sad for a while. And just learning how to navigate and not be surprised by the ups and downs of life. Don't be surprised by obstacles. They're going to emerge and you're going to have to overcome them. Or not, you know? Don't be surprised when things don't go your way over and over and over. And then enjoy it when they do. And mark it as a good moment in your life, you know? Like, it's about resilience, I think, actually. You know, because, and also, you know, the metaphor is you can't see the stars until it's really, really dark. That's a riff on a quote, I think, by Emerson is sometimes given credit for. It's one of those quotes that's given credit to a lot of different people. But I just really like that idea that, like, you can see the stars when it's dark. So you can always see light somehow, somewhere, you know? I'm just excited Brendan asked me to do this play because this play is being done in the right place. Like, I'll learn a lot about this play from the people who live here because it's about them, kind of. I mean, granted, I'm from a place, Northern Maine is way more remote than this is. Like, you can't hop to the city in an hour and a half, but there's the feeling I get here feels like my hometown. The vibe I get here feels like my hometown. It's beautiful, and there's some struggle, and I feel like the issues facing my hometown are similar to the issues facing Ellenville.